This is exactly working out the way that this particular company had planned for Meghan and Harry. They're absolutely delighted with the implosion that has occurred regarding this. As ever, let me explain. Morning, how are you? Nice to see you. Are you all right? We'll have a wave. Are you all right? Thank you so much for your time today. So glad, by the way, that we're all concerned about, for me, the most important person over here in the United Kingdom. Oh yes, 100%. We're talking, of course, about number 10 Downing Street's most famous resident, Larry the cat. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. It's always good to check in on Larry from time to time. Looking a little bit scruffy, I have to say. Is that old age, maybe not keeping up his appearance, that sort of stuff. I love Larry though, don't worry, we have a very good friendship. He's been very good to me. Good lookout. We're daft, aren't we? But seriously, I'm glad you are, concerned because, yeah, apparently Sir Keir Starmer, our new British Prime Minister, is not a fan of cats. But apparently, as I told you, Mrs May wasn't a fan. Liz Truss apparently was, but she wasn't around long enough for him to get to know her. 44 days and all that. She got on, should I say, Larry got on well with Boris, apparently. Maybe they both got the same sort of hairstyle, who knows? When Larry wakes up, maybe he looks like that, But it's interesting, isn't it? Because if that cat could talk, the secrets that you could find out. Yes. It's a little bit like this particular bombshell that's lurching around in the world, of course, of Harry and Meghan today. Let me explain. The bigger problem now, as you can imagine, is that literally, this company who've given the award, of course, to Prince Harry, which is a matter of days away when you think about it now, probably, early next week, isn't it? Well, it's everything they could have wanted. ESPN, not very well known over here, particularly in the United Kingdom, they've got acres and acres of free press. And that's exactly what they wanted. But now, let me tell you this, and remember you're hearing this first on the channel, Harry and Meghan have been inundated with more awards. Oh yes, absolutely. And the bottom line is, you see, that the people want to give them, these particular companies, they realise this, they don't care about whether it aligns to their values, their inclusivity, their, whatever business they're doing. They just know that if they pitch them as an award person, they too will get all these free, pieces of media, free pieces of press. And as I told you many years ago, I think when we first started this channel, Netflix knew what they were doing when they signed Harry and Meghan. They knew they couldn't make, TV for toffee. But what they got was a lot of free acreage of coverage. Cost them a lot, but certainly nowhere near what it would cost if you sent out advertising, and could you have had that impact? And the endless references in all of these TV shows and digital platforms. Now, what's to do? Well, the bigger problem is this. ESPN are pushing hard for Meghan Markle to turn up at that event. They realise that, forget the award, they're not really fussed about that, but that will get a lot of PR coverage. What's she wearing? Did she speak? Did she come on with Harry? Did she introduce him? They're willing to do anything she wants in order to keep that coverage going. They don't want him to backtrack on this, give the award back, as one can imagine. It gets really messy, doesn't it? Because as I've said to you before, having worked in this game a long time, the award shows are completely fickle and useless. They mean nothing, including the Oscars and the Emmys. When you look at the core bottom line, it's all about money, prestige and power. Nobody ever thought, wow, that person gave an amazing performance as an Oscar winner. We must give them this role, because then the Oscar winner starts to believe they're a great actor. What they want you to do is replicate the money. And what ESPN want Harry and Meghan to do is keep this bandwagon rolling for as long as possible. Don't backtrack on the award, don't reference it, whatever, because they would like you there on the day together to push this forward. Now, once that's done, they won't care. They might invite you on a show later on, but ultimately they've got their aim goal. As for Harry and Meghan moving forward with more awards, apparently there's going to be quite a lot of them. And as they sift through and make this a professional sort of, shall we say, deal now, this could be their living, as it were, turning up and picking up meaningless awards. Well, seemingly, as long as people are willing to pay and as long as they're willing to get acres of coverage, then Harry and Meghan seemingly will be clutching quite a few more in the months, possibly years to come. Neil Shawn in the very heart of London.